hopefully we're live. Well, it looks like we are. That means we need a microphone. Hello, microphone. Let's get things set up, shall we? Shh, don't tell anybody we're setting things up, okay? If you don't tell, I won't tell. Oh, 3D programming, yes, that's what we're doing. Let's have Amber Skies. Is that so? It belongs to... Here's a good bit. I had a question asked on YouTube to one of my videos. Can I have the code? And the answer is the code's in the video. So yes, you can. Whoever asked that stupid question. Please don't, because the code doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Amber Skies. If you want the original code that you see written in any video, please send an email to either myself or to Amber Skies and send an offer for the original written code. I give everything freely in the videos, and I want everything to be free, but unfortunately all of the intellectual property that I develop belongs to Amber Skies. Okay? I don't have a choice over that. I do research and development for them, so what I write is theirs, not mine. So, can I send you the code? I can put your offer forward to Amber Skies, and if they accept your offer, then yes, I can send you the code. Otherwise, I can't, sorry. Thought I'd put that up there at the beginning because I was stunned that somebody would actually ask that. Oh, we're on. I'll need... There we go. I'll do. Yay. Magic. So, that out of the way with, where are we up to? Oh yes, the monster manual I had a problem with, yes. Right. Currently cleaned up and turned monsters into entities. Now, that's the point. Next, we can move the wandering monster set to the main AI, to the mean AI. We've done that. But this is wrong. You see, we have wandering monsters being equal to an ASCII code, and then we create an entity. Not clever. So we can cut that out, and we can put it in here. And it's now that. There's no point in storing an ASCII code. We may as well store the entity monster dot entity ID. There you go. That's what we store. Okay. So if we want to use this wandering monsters list, we can. I think we've done the same in the other one. Yes, we have. So, resident monsters. No point in saving an ASCII code. Cut that out. And just pop it in here as monster. Oh, God. Monster dot entity ID. There we go. So, that's just solved a problem that we would have created later. People call them bugs. They're not. They're not. That wouldn't have been a bug. That would have been bad code. Bugs are different. Bugs are things that happen because the processor or CPU processes something differently to what you expect it to do for what you've typed in. And that can happen. That's a bug. And it happens usually because floating point errors creep in. I will not save that as a changed. Okay. Back to the game turn. Right, game turn player. Well, we've got now game turn mean monster. How do we want to do it? Check its AI type. Check its AI type. So game turn has monster AI. So we should be able to call upon monster AI. In theory. That should be a lookup, should it not? True or false? Ah. Position. Monster position. Why am I asking for a monster position? For the AI. Okay, what have we done? Oh, component AI. Add monster AI. Monster entity. Whoa, hold on a minute. There's something slightly off here. Because we do the same here, don't we? Yeah. Monster AI should be separate. Let's make sure it is. What are we saving in the monster AI map? We should be saving... Right, that's the Dijkstra AI register. Okay. Yeah, this isn't right. Because we didn't have an AI, did we? So this is wrong. So we need to change this AI. We didn't have it at the time. We do now. So that should be component there it is. Monster AI. Monster AI. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're taking the position from that. I don't want to take the position. Why do I need to know its position for the AI? Okay. That's an int. Monster AI. List. I don't know. that's not max width. Map width, it's max entities, thank you. And that doesn't exist. Okay. Oh, that naffs up the dice. Yes. Yes. No. Z. I messed that up, yeah. It is a map. Because we're making one. Right, okay. Making a map there. That doesn't make sense. The component. Got you. Yeah, keep Z in this. Because I'm messing up. Okay. I'm not thinking properly. Yes, I'm wrong in what I'm doing. I know. I'm human. I completely blared that, didn't I? Okay. Component add monster AI. Got you. We should be looking at the component, not this. Okay. And not that. Okay, game turn. We need to look at the component. I thought that, and it isn't. What I should have done is looked at the header file. And it's there. Hold on a minute. That's model position. How does it know about this one then? Quick look at the top. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It says everything's okay. Of course, yeah. That's your monster AI. Yeah. Should be looking it up, shouldn't it? No, it shouldn't. Got ya. Excellent. Lovely. Hash include source. Oh God, I am bad today. My hands are shaking. Wow. I'll have to slow down, so please excuse me. I had a bad day yesterday. Source ECS component monster AI.h. There we go. We now have access to it. That's all we needed. Okay, let's just have a quick look at it. Monster AI.h. There it is. And we need an entity ID. Okay. To look up the component. So in this game turn, we now need to find, check if the AI type and the resolve. Okay, so let's do that. Monster. No. Want the component. not doing well. Keep going to that one and I shouldn't close it. Thank you. That's the one I want there. That asterisk monster underscore AI equals whatever we've got in the AI. And now we need an entity ID. Right, entity ID. Well, it's monster ID. Manual check location XY. Monster manual check location X and Z. So let's look at that monster manual, see what it's giving us. It's at the bottom. Check location. Int result. Isn't this what I've just changed to ID? Int result will be an ID. Good. That's what we need. Now you know why I changed it. Monster ID. Monster underscore ID. Lovely. Okay. If monster AI arrow AI type is equal to something. What AI types have we got? There we go, that one. Monster AI mean, then that. Brackets. There we go. That's it. Done. We just need to know its action, which is mean, which is move. So we know what it's doing already. Well, it could be a move or attack. How are we going to set that? Good idea. Yeah, that will have to be monster ID. We need that. We always need that. It's just an int, isn't it? Int monster ID. There we go. Done. We can now move monster if we want to, according to whatever is on the Dijkstra map, which we have previously calculated here. Okay, that's good. I don't have it on my lookups. That's interesting. MS. Edge. No. Huh? Okay. Where have I hidden it? Visual Studio Code. That's where I've hidden it. Okay, that's correct. Thank you. That'll do. Coffee's gone. Relax. Stop shaking. So, how did we move the monsters? Well, we did it during our development code. Everything was done during our development code, so we already had the code for it. There it is. So this is what we have to do for a monster's turn. Now you know why I develop everything first, before writing the final code. Because it's completely different, the code. But it's not so different that your development code's useless. This was carefully written to add a little bit of randomness in there, if I remember rightly. And it worked. So we're going to use it. The code is good. This is the beauty about writing the alpha. The alpha is easy to write. It's the beta that's hard. Because in the beta we change the system. In the alpha we're going to change the system very, very shortly. We are going to be changing the rendering system to batch rendering. That's easy to do. It'll only take one extra file. And what we'll do is you store the current batches in that file. So, it's asking for the monster position. Alright, I'm going to take everything from there. Whoops. From there. Everything. Always take everything, including the top. Return false, return true. For attack, return false. For no attack. Okay. So this is just movement. And that's just going to slot in here and gives a load of errors. Good. That's what it should do. Okay. Right, so that bool will go to the void. To the void. Right, it's now gone red. Okay, lovely. We're going to get a return value. So I'm going to put that on a second line. Pool. Monster attacks equals that. True or false? We need to know. Right, we've done that. We know it's mean. So we need its position. Take that off, equals. And it's a component check, isn't it? Component. One sec. I've just called it position. It isn't. Right, it's model. That one. It's not giving it me. It's a lookup. There we go. And it just needs the entity ID, which is monster ID. That's why I passed it over, because I knew I'd need it. There you go. We've now got the position. Oh, I've got static casts. Okay, not a problem. Right, so now we can work through it all. We have an extra thing at the end, which we don't need. Okay, we'll get rid of that first. Lovely. Now we can convert it into our system. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice and easy. I like programming this way because it makes everything so much easier. You've already developed it. All you have to do then is, well, sort of create the system, but you're not. You're just cleaning everything up. You're just making everything work properly. So at this point we're asking the question, move towards player or attack. So that's a question mark. That's an int. So we can do that easily enough. It will accept I32 sort of, but not in this case, I don't think. AI map value. Right, so that unfortunately changes to static. Oh, I don't like this, it's so messy. Static cast int, because it's a float we're getting. Now we have to open brackets and put brackets around it. There we go. That should be correct. Okay. AI map value equals monster AI map. Which has an ID in it. All that will return is what we've already got. So we don't need to know that anymore. If it's greater than 1, then we move. Well, it will be greater than 1 because it'll be an ID. The first ID is, I believe it's the player. The 0th ID should be something like the floor. Oh no. And we've also still got the GUI in the way. But it doesn't matter. As we should be looking up from the map. We are. That's good. This is the Dijkstra map. Monster AI map should be the Dijkstra map. Gotcha. So we're checking. Alright. Control Z. That. I think that's check the AI map. At X and Z. Let's have a look. Right, first of all, Monster AI map is here now. Oh, that works. We're using the same file, right. Monster AI main. So game turn just needs to do Monster AI main with the monster position. This is a movement. We've already got it. monster position we need. Okay. Alright, we got it. Get rid of all this rubbish because we've already got it. I didn't realise. There you go, making mistakes again. Ding! Okay. So all we do is call that. That one, monster position. Monster position. Thank you. Now, does that give me my bool? It does. Yay! There you go. That's it. That made it a bit more simple. Ooh. Alright, so let's check through. See what we've done. That should move them. Okay. So we pop them into one monster A, I mean. And this does the Dijkstra map with the randomness and returns true or false whether we attack or not. Lovely. Okay. I want one check. I needed movement checker. Or do we just try and build this? Build it. It seems happy. Okay. We have 2 wandering monsters. Will any of them move? Yes, one's moving there. We have wandering monsters. Look what it's doing. It attacked. It's going to attack me. I'm going to run away from it. Help! I've got no way of attacking it. Oh no, there's another one. Oh no! Oh, they've run over each other. Oh dear. That's bad. That's what I wanted to find out. Okay, they're not solid. We have monsters moving. Was that easy? Yeah. Wandering monsters move. Need to make them solid. Okay. Hate to say it, but I don't understand why people struggle when they program. There is absolutely nothing to it. All you have to learn is that programming is completely separate to the language that you use. The language doesn't matter. We now have a game turn that will move a wandering monster. Look through all entities, resolve current actions. I don't know why that's now a test. We were just testing movement, weren't we? Okay, can take that note out. It's working. So all we do is scan the map and move any monsters. And we know whether they attack or not. If an attack is made, then we should. Yeah, we've done that. Okay. Monster attacks and resolve. There you go. It's in English. I program in English. Sorry. I don't program in a language at all. I program in English. Well, I suppose that's a language. Supposedly. Yeah, I'm happy with that. The game turn is now working. And I'm still shaking like a leaf. This is great. Update as we resolve the action. Good point. Yes, because we can only handle one monster at a time. And it's already updating the move for us in the AI. The AI unit's doing that for us, all the movement. So I'll need a combat system now that does all the combat for us and updates everything. Is that a problem? Yeah, we don't have one. So let's invent a combat system. We do have a character sheet, yeah. Well, I say yes. Let's see what we've got to use. Have we got a character sheet? No, we haven't. Okay. Do we know what each monster is? Monster stats? Not really. So at this point we need to develop these two. So character sheet and monster stats are next. Not common here. Okay. character sheet and monster stats, so we can create a combat system. I think that's only fair. And we need to think about this carefully. Cleaned up notes. Commit. Save. Push. Goodbye. It's not mine anymore. That goes off to Amber Skies. Goes off to their server. Well, no, their access. It's not accessible online, unfortunately. It's accessible only by this one thing that I'm allowed to use. I mean, they provided the computer after all. Fecking good computer. Right, stats. Make or break time. Are we going to have any? No, we're not. What? No, we're not. We're not going to have stats. There's no point. This is a simple game. So we can make stats up to suit our own needs. So let's look back to the original game for inspiration. This is Rogue 1985. Okay, we can come off that now. Yeah, I'll keep it open though. Rogue U. I'll just put Rogue in. Rogue computer game. Rogue on Steam. £2.09. My God, you have to pay for it. Combat system was just bump into things. Or you can use throw instead of use missile or some whatever. Level system it uses. Then escape if you can. That was not in the original. It wasn't. Was it in the original? Don't think it was. Can't believe you have to pay. Yeah, the first game I played on an old IBM computer 30 plus years ago. Yeah, 1980, mate. Yeah, it is now 30 plus years ago. That's interesting. I'm not paying for it though. Okay. Yeah, it's on DOSBox. Rogue's name, Blades. Alright. Can I make this big? Yes, we can. Okay. And it's all in ASCII. Well, supposedly. That's supposed to be an apt character, and they've cheated and used a smiley face type thing. So bottom left we have level. Level equals 1. That's the dungeon level that you're on. Then you've got your hits, your hit points. Then you've got your strength. Then you've got your gold. Then you've got your armour value. As that increases, you take less damage. And then the experience 1/0. Level 1, no experience. The arrow keys move you around like that. And the doors are the plus sign. You can go out into the passageways. So the combat system is level orientated. Well, we can sack that for starters. And it's D&D, which was rolled a D20. If you get a number or above on an attack table, you hit. Don't like that either, because that's entertained with the level system. Yeah, so you can play it online. That's Rogue. Online, it's at myabandonware.com /game/rogue-4n. So yeah. 1984, sorry. My bad. Well, that's wrong as well. There is that's the 1985 version they've done below, but anyway, I'm doing the 1980 version. The original that was on a mainframe. It was originally developed to test a mainframe to make sure it worked properly. Yeah, there you go. Interesting facts. So how are we going to do combat? Well, let's look to our development and see what we can see. We have a combat system here, which we can use, but it's going to need... Alright, yeah, I've fully notated it, haven't I? Yes, good. So I can read. So it would do a Sand Combat update, monster ID. Player's ID equals 64. No, it doesn't. That I agree with, that I don't. Okay. Player's ID, how are we going to get that? Doesn't matter. Not for now. What it does is it goes through melee resolution and a melee resolution, player ID and monster ID. So all we really need is the monster versus player. We don't need the first bit. That's done elsewhere. Do we have that? Just searched my mind then and I didn't see it. Player action, game state is here. It's in game. What used to be in game state? It's 1. It isn't 64, it's 1. So that has to change. So we do know where the player is. That's good news. We know which monster it is. How are we moving the player and when? Right here. We're doing it here. Player action. We can use a bool again. We're sending in the player action, the game turn. And we are receiving it here. We don't need game state then. Game state. What's game state giving us? Arrow. Camera dungeon level generated. Is game running? Light. Projection. Sky color view. It's not giving us anything we need here. It does give us a dungeon level though. I see. Keep that in mind. Player action. Okay, so we have one here as well, don't we? Check if player attacks and resolve. So there's your 2 checks. Right. We can't detect an attack at this point in time. We have no physics for it. we are doing. In the UI? Really? No, we're not, thank God for that. It's on the actual move. Okay, so player movement. Action taken is returned from system move entity. So it's got a false or a true being returned here. But only for collision with wall. I think we change that to an int. Or we return a new blah. Yes, that. What I really want to put here is player action equals game turn player action. Player. This is going to start to make things solid by accident. Action equals that. Game turn player will now have to return an int. No, I'm going to have a bool. Sorry. I'm not having it. What I really want to say is not that. I want this. I want English. Player attacks. Because I need to know which way they went. So the player action has to stay. That becomes a bool. I still need that information. I can't overwrite it. Okay. Which makes it obvious, isn't it? If player attacks, resolve. But we need a true or false. So that's an int. And we can get that from the system move entities. Good. Hey, hey! Alright. So we're going to have component. This is going to be a nice one. Action. Here we go. So 0 is none, 1 is melee. So we return 1 if we detect something. Well, we can just return the enum, can't we? Action none or action melee. Int int okay, header file please for system. Int int. There, it's still returning an int. A bool is an int, so it's not going to complain too much at this stage. Right, got it. Action, oops, action underscore none. We can return in there for the falses. So we know we can actually detect whether we take an action or not. That we need an extra action here, don't we? What we're going to call it moved. Yeah, why not? We've already got it. Action moved. Left, right, whatever. Okay, so we can detect that as well. Wow. True equals action moved. Forward. So we're actually going to give different results back for the actions taken. This makes it even better than it was before. Action moved backward. And that's that. Yeah, action moved. Which one? Left. Thank you, Muppet. You just jumped on me. Thank you. And action moved right. So now we have to detect collision with object. With solid object. to make this work. We are going to have to make things solid at long last. It comes into this system. So we now know what action they've taken, instead of just a true or false being passed back. I mean, we could call that an action. Don't care. No, I don't care that much. It's an int. If you overlook one of these, it's just equals 4. That equals 5. And that equals 6. So it's... and that equals 0. So the actions are just ints. We can easily check them. So that's not too bad. So what we need now is action equals melee. And that's a bump. And that's all we've got. I know how to do it, it's just I'm hesitating because I don't want to do it in a daft way. And it's going to make a mess later. Who's checking for this? Again, it's the input file. Here. Revert player back to old position. Don't move him in the first place is the answer. Okay, where are we getting the monster position from and the player's current position from? For the player, that should be easy. What we want is entity 1, entity ID, checking against location. And we can call this something. Anything we want. Okay. Well, it's detect collision, obviously. So what we want is an int, because we want to know whether it's an attack or not. Detect collision. Okay. With monster. At float x comma float z. But we might have to do ints here. Let's see if we can do ints. Let's have a look at our game turn. We haven't done a static cast anywhere, have we? No. Game turn player. We can dump it into the system move. return an int. Or true. Eek. I want to keep it the same as here. Yeah, I do. So, we'll have to alter this. If player underscore action is equal to action melee, then return. See, we won't know until that point. Return true. Else return false. That's all we need to know. We can do better things in there. So that's expandable now. We can actually put in ranged attacks now quite easily. Because we've kept it nice and easy. Interesting. So system move entity right, yeah. Blah de blah de blah. Physics detection is already here. Alright, so it's just that. It's just an if statement. If it's already we know it's trying to go right, so that's true. Okay. So I don't need to put a true or false in there. It's a damn shame that these if statements are only true or falses and not intelligence. I really need to talk about this in a video. About AI units. Because as an AI unit, this is rubbish. You should have a maybe as an answer. Should be a maybe as an answer, and that maybe should then be asking for more information. Should I attack or run away or talk to or whatever? You know, do something different for once. But this is just a simple program, we're not going into that. If statements should have 3 inputs, not 2. I'd have to rewrite the language for that, wouldn't I? Yeah, of course I would. I can do that. Easy enough. might start doing that as a side project. Artificial intelligence. I think it's about time. So, if we get an int back, okay. This is one that we're inventing. Yeah, we don't want to get to that movement thing. So we'll have to put it here so we can return out of it. You see how that avoids it by returning out of it? People say that's bad. You shouldn't put returns in the middle of your code. Yes, you should. That, on an AI unit, you have no choice. Well, you do, but bleh, I'm not writing it that way. You can. You can write it in a different way. That's correct. Action. None. That's better. I think we should do it that way. Oh no, it's a true or false. Sugar. That should be a true or false. I'm getting things wrong again. Alright. Return. We've got an int. True. No. Yes. No. Action. That's what we're after. Action none, action melee, action moved right. Okay, so we're taking an action back. What's wrong with float X? Ah, yeah. Yeah, that stacks nicely. So you do collision with wall first, collision with monster second. Dooby dooby dum dum. sure everything matches up. Yep. We are adding combat. I'll leave an extra space in these. Gives me a mental note there now that we can add. So +1, -1, melee. Good. So we need a bool, true or false. So what we need to do is find out whether that position there is anything. Right, we've done nothing here. There we go. Complete. Arr. Ash. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Complete. Complete, complete, complete. Game turn now returns whether it's false or not. We have a bool player attacks, check if player... Yeah. And it won't move. That will make monsters solid eventually. I think we need to start thinking about that system. Currently we have a render system, but we don't have a game board system. Okay, I'm happy with that. It might be wrong, but I'm happy with it. Just leaves us with this. Okay, so we have one wandering monster in room 2. Oh great, well it'll find us, here it is. No, I can move through it still. No detection, right. That should stop me moving altogether. As we will always now be colliding with a monster. So if I press... No, I can't move. Correct. Correct result. Fantastic. So we know it's being accessed. We know it's returning value that is being acted upon. All we need to do now is find out how to find a monster. We put an ID in, don't we? Yes, we do have to rethink it. Monster manual check, int X and Z. When we move, do we update this? We've got add. We've got add to layer, but we never update it. So this is absolute bollocks as it stands now, as it doesn't track anything. So it was using that, and now it's using the render system, the ECS. So we need to use the ECS to look up if there's a monster there or not. So if I do a monster manual check now, it won't be updated. That's a bit of an ugger. Plus, we never registered the player as a monster. Because we can't. Because then the computer would start moving it for us. Okay. It's monster manual, isn't it? Yeah. Update. We'll have an int X and an int Z. Yep, that'll do. Direction. Yeah. Location, direction. remove. Monster manual, remove. Position. And that takes an index Z. And it's got to have a bool. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. We have what we need. So how do we remove stuff? Well, look at your initializer. We have wonder and resident sugar. That's okay. We can check both. So that's how we do it. XZ equals unused. But we want a true or false. If that is not equal to unused, so that's a not equal to unused, and we can return true. Because we've done it. Why is there a dot dot there? Macro may fail. Consider adding it to a hint file. We have. It's called common. Now go away. And if is not equal to unused, return true. Else, return false. What's the ID? I'm overdoing it. I'm overthinking it. but that's generic. Keep it generic? Could do. Good. Thank you. Okay, so we have the direction, we have where it is. We can get its ID from there. So, monster ID underscore ID equals monster manual check location XZ. Okay. Monster ID will be an int. Okay. If, don't need to put this if in, do I? Yes, I do. If monster, it's again overthinking it, ID is equal to unused, and just return. There's no gimme back on this one. Otherwise, we now know it equals something, which is why I don't need this removal of unused thingy. Because I know it is something, because I've got it. Monster manual remove position XZ. We've got its ID. So if it returns true or false. Yep, if monster, this is why I wanted it, manual remove position, and this just wants the X and the Z again, then we can remove and we can add. Wandering. Yeah, we add to wandering, don't we? Monster ID. And I want a GLM vec3. we want the x plus direction x and we want the z. Oh no, we don't want 0. Yeah. Okay, it'll get converted into a float. Into float, no problems, I hope. Z plus direction Z. This could say go away, or it could accept it. That's it. Yep. I'm happy. I'm happy with that, I think. I just can't remember whether I put a 0.5 in or not. It's irrelevant. I'm only using the 2. Okay, static casting back to ints, that's fine. Alright, let's just build that and see if I get the error that I'm thinking I'm going to get. Nope, I got nothing. Okay. I might get something once I use it though. So we're using this in the system. Damn. I need an if statement. Otherwise we'll move the player. If entity ID is not equal to 1, the monster manual update position, it's going to be int x, int z. Okay. Blast. I'll do it separately. Like that. So, what do I need? I need an x and a z. X equals static cast to an int, open brackets, whatever that is. Alright. Sorry, You're an int. Int z equals z, isn't it? Why have I got x? Okay, yeah, dot z. Okay. So it's going to be x comma z comma 1.0 or 1 and 0. That's what we have to do. Yeah. So to move backward, we change it to a -1. Okay. Now we swap over to the Z position. And the last Z position. I like writing generic code that I can just place in. So there we go, that's that. Oh, no, that's a +1. Alrighty. That'll work. So I've updated the monster manual. Good. That's going to prove very, very important later on. Now we're using it, will you build? Yes, it will. Okay. Interesting. We now need the monster manual, don't we? Which is in Game World, funnily enough. This is why I did this. Game World, please. And I'll have the monster manual, which has just been updated. Which is up to date. Seemingly. But we have to do the check. Before we do the update. And that's in game turn. And we move first, don't we? Make sure that doesn't update. There it is. Doesn't update. Good. So all we need to do now is find out whether there's a monster at X or Z in the monster manual. God, that's fast. If why bother? The monster manual, what do you give? It gives an int. Oh, it gives our target. Oh. Oh. We can take this further than I thought, but for now, maybe not. Equal to unused. Oh, is it true or false? We can back in there, so not check location. Oh, it's actually going to give it. The result is, yeah, is an int, so it's an ID. Okay. We could return the ID. Something to think about. If detect collision with monster is true or false, so it is a bool. Okay. Action melee, but we have actually detected now a target. Within the collision. We have the ID of the target now, and it's in here. And it's on the map, so it doesn't really matter We know where it is. So we take a melee action. That is now true. And we'll return it. That's it. That is your physics. You detect at the point where you're supposed to be going to. Have I done that? Yes, I have. Plus. There. And it's not giving me warnings. And it should be doing. Right. But I've got to find these warnings. Rebuild solution, please. Thank you. So we now have a warning under detect collision 1439 warning argument conversion from float to int possible loss of data. Thank you. Float to int is, and that's on the input 1439. I know it's there. It's here. There we go. I knew I'd left it in there somewhere. I just prefer it when Microsoft owns up and says, oh, this is it. And it's actually helpful. Which it isn't all the time. I want my code to be correct. So there we go. Rebuild the whole solution, please. Doesn't take long. Thank you. So that's that fixed. Return true or false, return true. Okay, we turn it into a true there. We've got it now in here. We've got monster IDs working out properly. We've got it in here. That's inside an if statement. That isn't. That's a problem. Equals false. There we go. Is that right? Can't tell. There we go. We now have a way to attack things. But moreover, things should now be solid. Interesting theory. Is it true? Oh, I don't know. Have we got any wanderers? Nope. Nothing's wandering. Can we have wandering monsters, please? Wandering monsters, please. 2. Okay. Where are they? 6 and 8. No idea where they are. We'll try down here. Nope. Oh, we've got one following us. Let's attack it. Damn, I moved through it. It's stationary. It can't move through me. Theirs is working, mine is not. I can move through them. They can move through each other. Okay. They are not solid, I am. So our player moving is not checking. Properly. That's because of order. Oh, wait a minute, we're still moving if the action returned. The action returning should be melee. La la la. Let's go forward. Collision with monster. Is not picking up. The monster's picking up on the player, but the player's not picking up on the monster. Okay. I can prove this. How? How's about that? It's a simple way of doing it. Monster attacks. It is a bull, isn't it? Yep. Printf. Okay. That's how you test it. Alright, give me wandering monsters. Oh, we have a couple. 3 and 5. Let's see what happens. Here one comes. We should get a message. Monster attacks, and yet the player's not attacking. That's why. There you go. That's how you find out. Okay, so player's not attacking. Bool, player attacks, game turn, player action. Try altering that. Like a wise man. Oh, E's coming towards me. Monster attacks. No, I am not attacking it still. Ah, no, B's coming at me now. Oh, never mind. Oh no, there's another one coming in at me. Yeah, right. Okay, we are not attacking. Action taken equals system move. Action melee. Action melee. Detect collision hasn't got a direction on it. Doesn't need it. Giving it the position to look at. Giving it an X and a Z. Damn you. Why do monsters work and players don't? The return action none is correct. The return action melee is not correct. And that should be true. It's funny, because I would have thought it would be the other way around, where the monsters wouldn't know. That seems not to be the case. They seem to know. Alright, well, lead detect collision with monster doesn't matter. They're using the AI. So AI mean is correct. Game turn player isn't. Percent D. Right. Okay, action taken then. Alright, let's try that. Player action. Oh, don't try that. Who said I could program? Wasn't me. And we have no wandering monsters. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting zeros. Zeros when I hit a wall. Yeah, that's correct. Player attacks. You see, it's picking that one up. Shouldn't pick up a door. That's interesting. So it does attack. Right, thank you. I wish you'd make up your mind. Are you wrong or are you right? We have a wandering monster. Shh, don't tell it it's there. No, it's not picking it up on the wandering monsters. So it can't see a wandering monster. Thank you for that. That was good. That was helpful. It can see static, but it can't see wandering. That means our updates are wrong. Monster A, I mean. I don't think it ever calls the update, does it? Ow. Thank you, Muppet. Return true or false from that, whether it attacks or not. Where do we get the movement? In monster mean. In the AI unit. It shouldn't be checking from there. Monster A, I mean monster position. Disjointed. So A, I mean dice roll, dice roll, dice roll, dice roll, blah, 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 blah. Decide which value is true. Blah de blah de blah. How the hell are they moving? Oh, they are all moving here. Oh. I thought they were moving through the system and they're not. I did it all in the system move, didn't I? Yes. I've put it all in here. But this isn't being used for the monsters. This is only being used for the player. Okay. We need to put system move entity in. We need to change it over to system move entity. How does this actually do a position? Entity position. Right. Blah blah, entity position equals component lookup model. Yeah, right. Got ya. So we're duplicating effort in system move and monster AI. Duplication of code. This has dice rolls in. Note, we are not allowed to move to 9999 tile yet. Check cardinal direction. Set new position if available. So what we do now is send everything false if it's available. So if monster AI map on the X and Z axis -1 is equal to AI map value, which we don't seem to check, if positive number or 999. Hold on a minute. AI map value. Well, that isn't. That's monster ID now. We've changed it. So this could be slightly different. Less than. Equal to and less than. Equal to and less than. Right, okay, so we get all these trues coming out. If north, then we should be using the system, not monster position. Position 2 equals static cast flow, blah blah blah. We should move by system. If west, if east, optional testers if both north, south and remove has been made. Reset to 1, return false for no attack. Return true for attack. So this is where we decide in our attack, and it's working. the AI map value is going to be DZJJ, yeah, him. What's that map value? Okay. So here we go. If north, south, west, or east. That's what we need to change there. Okay. And then that's the z-axis -1. Which is correct. So that is left. Yeah, left. They don't need all of this, though. They don't need all these detections. But it's got the collision with monster in there as well. It's got the full collision in. We could still walk over each other. Not a good idea. That has to be changed. That does it. I can straight update from here. Use a monster AI. And then we need to fix this. It'll fix itself. Excellent. Yeah, it'll fix itself. System move, yeah, okay. This is what we need here. Okay. GLM. Okay, I know what I'm dealing with then. May as well take the whole lot. From system. Yes, I can. Fantastic. Oh, that's even better then. same code. So it's monster position now. So it's that. But we have to do it first. Whoops. Order matters. Like that. Yeah. Alright, so we have to do it for each of these, have we? South on a 1 to 3 greater. So yeah, okay, right. And that isn't, that's a -1, isn't it? Right, correct direction, please. Yeah, alright. Not impressed, for some reason. It doesn't alter. Always goes the same way. What's the difference between that line and that line? There was going to be a difference. Why? Randomization. We never put it in. Not equal to the z-axis. Alright. I've got an if and an else. So if it's less than 3, 4, and it performs this one, y should be a -1 on that. This is going to go in diagonals. Oh! I don't like the code I'm looking at, which is why I'm stopped. Anybody like it? Hi there, Lord MZTB. Sorry for not looking earlier. My left ear is really enjoying this. Good. Thank you to your left ear for joining us. One of my hands is not enjoying it. My logic in my brain is not enjoying it. Because I know what this is supposed to do, but it's not really doing it. Right, I'll ignore. Ignore. And continue. And fix this kind of stuff a little bit later, I think. What time was that when you typed? There's no sound on the right. Oh, of course there won't be. I never thought about that, did I? Sorry about that. It's something I know how to do, but I've forgotten. Where the hell is it on here? Or is it on here? Live stream settings. It's on the Focusrite USB audio. Okay. We have to mix it down to mono. Push to talk audio boost, don't need it. Microphone's just enabled. Ah. Is this any better? I don't know, I haven't checked. Audio channels just says automatic, and I don't want stereo, I want it in mono for you. Maybe I put it to stereo? Does that sound correct? Okay, we're in stereo now, but we should really be mixing down, I think. Okay. Test your microphone, you see, it's working perfectly. Input device. Enable, disable. No, it bothers me because I know I can do it, and I can't remember where I've left the sound device on the output. Can't remember whether I did it in here or not. Output device, output device. Video, audio. Erg. It doesn't give me sound options. Interesting. I'll check that out after. I'll probably have to go back to a streaming software because of that. But hey ho, thank you for telling me. It does bother me. Next stream will be properly done. And yes, you're on one speaker at the moment because this stupid thing's broadcasting in stereo. Hey ho, that'll teach me. That'll teach me to want to just use easy software. Oh well. I can't swap software in the middle of a stream. So yeah, we just want this monster manual update in. This is Z+1. West is X-1, so let's pop it in here. I hope you realise the full catalogue for this is on YouTube. I've kept everything that I've done, starting from scratch, from doing the development code. So if you do want to see all of that, it is on Fraser. Is it on Fraser Sharp or Fraser Blades? Bleh. I don't know. There should be a link to it below this broadcast. Fraser Sharp it's under. So Fraser Sharp, just put in C programming and you'll find this easy enough. The playlists themselves you'll find starting with, that's the earliest. These are in order. So as you can see, I started with 31 videos there. I did some programming on a Mac to make sure I could port it to a Mac, so you can watch that if you're a Mac person. And now we are on 1.0, the alpha. That was all development stuff. Oh, the development stuff is funny. You should see the way I program is strange, shall we say? Yeah, strange. I just program in English, as you can see. East. And east is +1 on the X. That was -1 on the X. So let's do that. The code tells you what to do in the end. There's no programming really involved at this stage, I don't think. We're just following the development stuff and converting it over to something that'll work better. I wonder if that'll do an attack now. It might. Probably haven't got the numbers right, but I don't mind. We have a wandering monster, yes, it can come find me. It'll be around here somewhere. Is that it? I'm getting away from that one. Monster attacks. Oh, right, we do have monsters attacking me, but it's an @ sign, it's a B sign. Oh, dear me, the IDs are going all over the place. Yeah, I wouldn't buggered that up. I know why. Control plus thingy. No, control plus that. No. Control shift plus that. Yay! That'll do it. I haven't thought it through properly. Shift plus that. Didn't think I had. Because it doesn't look right in here. Could be multiple trues. That's why. So we do have the correct solution, but it's in system move entity. No, we have the incorrect solution in system move entity. Do we have the entity? I don't think we do here. We do, but it's there. It's the AI map. Ooh, hold on a minute. AI map value is a DiGEC value. I don't have an ID. We haven't got ECS in here, have we? No, we haven't. Monster AI does not have ECS. Aha! The game is afoot. Check. Check. No ECS. Fantastic. Our system move entity is a system for an entity, an ECS system. So we really need to be using an ECS system in here. Monster AI register. That just turns them into 9999s on the map, not an ID. Okay, that's fine. I don't think we need Monster AI register. That was previously used to stop us walking into that square. I don't like my thoughts on that. Why am I using hash if and def instead of hash pragma once? It depends which program created it. It doesn't matter either way. They're both the same. Pragma once is just a macro in Visual Studio that means hash if and def, which converts to hash if and def anyway at some point. It's just a preprocessor directive, it doesn't matter. Has nothing to do with the code. It just means that something can't be included twice. That's all it does. Stops things from being included twice. I think I need to look at Monster AI a bit closer. Especially the monster movement. Hold on a minute. Oh yes, that's okay. Right. So the player takes an action, has no idea where the monsters are, obviously. Make sure I've reset it to normal. To correct AIs. Do we have a wanderer? Yes, we do. I should be attack. Oh, player attacks. Yeah, that's good. I can attack a stationary target because the target doesn't move. When we get to a moving target, it's not updating, so I'm not going to get any player attacks. The monsters will attack me, but I don't find them as solid. So our monster movement isn't updating properly. We have to do a different way of moving monsters, is the answer. Okay. I am happy with that. I find that interesting, actually. That half the program is now working, but the ECS isn't being updated on the game turn for monster movement. How are we dictating monster movement within here? That's the player turn monster. So all we're doing is we're passing in the monster. We're handing it all over to the AI. Well, if that's true, and we actually do have our ID, that needs to be passed to the AI. And the AI can do that line. We shouldn't be doing that line here. That's why it's bad. And that's your game turn for a monster. So now we have to do monster AI, and we have to do it properly. So here in monster AI, mean monsters that want to kill us, the meanies. We can put that. And an ID is just an integer. It's just a number. It's the entity number. So that's the correct way of entering the monster AI, because we need the ID. Oh, I am using if and F, you're right. Didn't even look. There we go. Can use a monster ID now. We should have the same result. Yeah, we haven't changed anything. Everything works. And I'm happy that the movement works, because I only did that the other day. Right, so we need a rewrite. Oh, thank you, Poppy. That was my leg you just clawed. My cats are lovely to me. Okay. Monster AI update to use ECS. Does everybody know what an entity component system is? Hash pragma once should be preferred. There is no preference. Ignore languages. Programming's got nothing to do with the language you're in. The language you're in can operate how it wants. It doesn't matter. This is in C. Can you tell? No. Am I writing it in a C++ code base? Yeah. I'll write any language I want in here. As long as it comes out in English, then I'm happy. I mean, it's obvious what that line does just by looking at it. I don't really need a comment above there to say that that's what it does. I don't need comments above these things to tell you what it does. it's obvious what they do. So I write in English. So we need that doing. How is our monster AI looking? This isn't being used. I mean, you can call me out on any of the code, by the way. I'm not very good at programming. I program in English. I'm good at programming in English. I'm useless with the languages, so you can call me out on it if you wish. If you think people should prefer it, then yeah, fair enough. People should prefer it. Using hash pragma once just saves on typing. That's all it does. Yeah, this isn't being used according to. I don't trust what I'm seeing. Let's see how we used to use it. Monster AI. Yeah, we're just setting it to 9999 so we can't move there. So once we've moved a monster, we've got to register its position, which won't matter the next turn because it'll be wiped out. Nice. And that's why we can't see them, because it's getting wiped out. Monster manual update position. Now the monster manual is a different place and a different purpose. So every time we make the Dijak up here, the Dijkstra map, we should have that somewhere in it. We don't. Yeah. Oh, telephone call. Here we go. At last. Hello.
Hi, is that Chris?
It is. Hello there.
Chris, it's Sophie.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm floating by on my painkillers at the moment.
You doing what, sorry?
I'm floating by on painkillers at the moment. So,
It's strong ones, I take it.
yes, very strong.
Gosh. Are you alright to talk at the minute, or do you want me to call you back in the morning?
No. Go ahead. I'm as good as I'm going to be in the next few days.
Okay, so it was just obviously returning your call about Denise.
Yeah. How?
To look at next steps.
Excellent.
Okay. Because I know that it has been discussed. I've discussed with Shelley and Lee when we did the ST meeting.
Yep.
Is that fair to say?
Yes, very much so.
What I need to do is look at her needs day to day and
Mm-hmm.
see what sort of care package we could form that
Yeah.
would be able to safely meet her needs at home. Because at the moment she is needing assistance with two carers for the majority of things in the home, you know, like personal care and
Mm.
mobility.
Yeah.
I have spoken with Diane at the home today, so just wanted to gain a bit more of an update since we last spoke, really, since I last spoke to Diane. She
Mm-hmm.
said that things have been going quite well
Yeah.
since
They
we last
have.
spoken.
They have. She's doing very well. She's doing very
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and that she's now progressing to a stand aid, hopefully from next week with the physio, I believe,
That's good.
rather than a hoist. So that's a definite improvement if they can do that.
Well, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, I was really glad to hear, to be honest. I was like, it's brilliant news. And also her BMs for her diabetes have been quite stable as well, apparently.
Yeah.
So obviously, if we were to look at getting a home, we'd need to look at what level of support we'd need, how long the visits would need to be.
Yeah. The support would be nurses, district nurse nurses at least 2 times a day for her movement. A district nurse once a day for diabetes. Either a hoist or a way for her to get in and out of bed, bringing in,
Yeah,
and a commode, obviously.
yeah.
Um,
She may also need a hospital bed,
no,
do you
no,
think?
no. She'll be fine with the bed we've got. The only other thing that we'll probably need is meals for her. I can't cook.
Right, okay.
Well,
Well, if we arranged carers for her
yeah,
to come in, if I'm honest, what I'd want to look at would be 4 times a day,
yeah,
at least to begin with, with
absolutely,
two carer support. Now,
absolutely,
one of the main issues is
yeah,
that Denise will need to be financially assessed against any support that she receives, unfortunately, because she didn't meet the full
absolutely fine.
nursery funding.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So obviously with two carers support 4 times a day,
Hmm.
depending on what Denise's savings are like and things like that, it may be quite
It
affordable.
should be on the NHS.
It won't be, unfortunately, because she's not met for the continuing healthcare funding at the meeting that we had. So although
Hmm.
she receives the funded nursing care element at the moment,
Yeah.
that's only within care placements. That doesn't apply in the
Nope,
community.
that's fine. That's fine. Then she needs to be reassessed. Then that's fine. Um,
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, we haven't got access to her bank account, and her daughter's going for POA,
Yeah.
so we can sort it out somehow.
Yeah. Okay. It's just to make you aware that obviously,
Mm.
unfortunately, because it's been declined at the NHS, that they won't fund it. We're
Did
just
they give a
basically sorting it out
reason?
ourselves.
Did they give a reason for that?
It's just that she didn't meet the criteria at the time of the meeting.
That's interesting.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, it's not to say that she doesn't have nursing needs because she absolutely does at the moment. It's just that it didn't reach the level that it needs to be to get full NHS funding. So that's why she did
Hmm.
meet the criteria for the funded nursing care element to remain in a nursing bed
Right.
because we recognise that she does need
Well,
that.
they're now telling us that she doesn't meet the criteria for that as well.
Who said that?
The nursing home. They're going to be asking us to pay full.
Right, no, she meets the funded nursing care element, definitely.
That's not what they've told us.
Right, they don't assess for it. We do.
No, they've
In the
told
meeting
me.
that we
No,
had.
no. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
informing you that they have told us that they are going to the council and that they are going to be invoicing her for
That might be for the
all
main
care.
element of the placement then, is the only thing I would suggest because,
Well, if
yeah,
in that case,
there is an element
if we
within.
have to pay, I want a home because I want a home so that we are paying the correct people for the correct thing. I don't want it to go to a nursing home. I'm not
Okay.
being funny, but it's just that they've overruled something that they shouldn't have overruled.
What do you mean overruled?
She was evacuated to a nursing home. Nobody put her there. The evacuation was under the COVID actions and came under COVID payments. So
Yeah, she was
they've been
paid by that
they've been happy to
nursing
take
home.
that funding, and now they've turned around and said no, we're not. Mm.
was in place until such time that we could help hold that meeting to assess
Right.
whether she would be
Then
reinstated.
the nursing home should have either contacted myself or yourself and said she needs to be returned home because she is in a stage where she can be, and I'm going to completely agree to that, obviously, because I want her home.
Like I say, I'm more than happy to assess and support to get her home if we can do that safely.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, I'm on your side here. I
Okay.
I need your help. Not I don't want you to be an enemy. I want your help. I know you're a star. I know you've done a hell of a lot of work for this, and I know that you've been absolutely fantastic with it. So I'm going to leave this with you because I trust you. Okay.
I will be honest though, obviously from the day that we did the meeting,
Mhm.
because she didn't meet for the NHS funding fully,
Yeah.
she is chargeable from that date until we can get her home. Unfortunately, that's what I
Understandable.
understand.
Absolutely understandable.
But I'll do my very best to get her home as soon as I can.
Oh, you're fantastic. That's what I want you to hear. I'm not bothered about the charges. I'm not bothered about the money. Money to me is irrelevant. What is relevant is that she now needs my help, and I know that she. And not just that, she now needs my help. She's now at a position where she's going to have to take a major choice in her life, and I want to be there to help and assist her. And where she is now, I can't get to see her, and it's absolutely cruciating my morale. I mean, I've tried to keep working, but well, I don't work, but I'm trying to keep motivated. And at the moment, that my morale stage is at its lowest because I know that I can help her. All right. So I'll leave you with those thoughts, and I don't mean to be miserable.
No, I understand. I know it's been such a long
Dear.
process, hasn't it? And I can appreciate that it's been such a long time.
Yeah,
And
it's.
obviously, it's not the outcome that
I don't
I
mind.
hope for, that you hope for.
Yeah,
And that's
it's
even
okay.
either.
It's okay. What matters is she's getting better, and that matters more to me than any of the rest of it. The money I don't care about. Whatever they want, they can have. But at the end of the day, I just need to be there to help her, and at the moment, I need a home. Okay?
Yeah, no problem.
That's
Leave it with
brilliant.
me. I've said to Lee and Shelley that I'll get back in contact with them as well.
Excellent.
Obviously, to update on the physio side, because there was a question of, obviously, with the new national lockdown, whether that was going to impact on her still receiving the visits from the physio.
Well, if it
So,
does, I'll be doing it. I'll be doing her
well,
physio.
it hasn't impacted.
Good.
So just to
Good.
put your mind at rest there,
Thank
they're
you.
still going in every week.
Right.
And she's
Could
now
you
back with
also mention to Shelley that we have now agreed to bring her home? They will understand what's happening. I'm not, and tell them that I'm not overruling anything they say. If they turn around and say no, she's got to stay there, then please accept what they say above my needs. My needs don't matter. They are going to be taking care of her best interests as well. I've got to be careful not to interfere.
I think what we'd maybe benefit from doing, and it's totally up to yourself if you want to be involved in it, is having another meeting
No,
with myself, the home.
no, I don't need to be involved.
You don't want to be involved in any meeting.
No, I trust you with what I've said, and you know that it's important to me. You know that it's important also that I don't interfere with what Shelley wants to do. So at the end of the day, she has the final say. It's her mother. Okay.
No problem. Well, thank you very much for your time there.
Not a problem.
And any update that I can get to, I will do as soon as possible.
Thank you. You can call me back or just send me an email. It's your choice. I don't mind either way. And I'm very glad.
I've got your email as well, haven't I?
I'm just glad that you understand. And that is brilliant. And that is brilliant. Thank you very much for that.
No problem. I'll speak to you again soon. Okay?
Will do. You take care.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. And luckily that was recorded. Okay. No, I didn't switch the video off because I did want to record what I said. That was to the social worker for my wife. That was me telling them that I want my wife home. She had a stroke this time last year, and because of COVID was moved into a nursing home. The nursing home are now turning around and say, well, we want paying. I'm turning around and saying, well, we didn't put her there. So, that's that done. What a great day. We've actually got something done. And she's got a fantastic social worker, so I'm going to leave them to it. Yeah, interesting stuff. Anybody want any... Actually, I want to stop at this point because we're going to be doing the AI unit, aren't we? I want to do that as a full session. Now, because I'm doing that, I do have a lot to talk about, unfortunately, with this system. And something comes down to the AI units themselves. I don't think I can use this, can I? 1 second. Let's close this solution so I don't mess it up. C++, console application, that'll do fine. Next. Project name. I'll call it Artificial Intelligence. Artificial Intel. If I could spell it. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. No, create. Oh, bloody hell. Wow, flash me non-stop getting started my backside. Right. Artificial intelligence in today's society is incorrect. We cannot program artificial intelligence. This is just a small talk on it because it was going to be my degree. I was going to take a degree in this in England, and I never did. I went to RAF instead, which ended me up in government circles, finance in the end. Artificial intelligence, it's a big, big subject, supposedly, but it isn't. It's a very, very small subject, and it's a rule that I use all the time when I'm programming. And I don't know if any of you have heard me mention the rule, but it is Rule 1. Everything, I can't spell because I'm dyslexic, everything is in threes. And that's the answer to artificial intelligence. And we can't do it. Why can't we do it? Because we need a new processing unit. Our CPU only acts on binary, which is a 1 and a 0, which is incorrect. Electricity, I'll show you. And anybody in England will tell you this, because our plugs have 3 pins, where in America they only have 2 pins. So, e.g. a plug. No, an electric plug. If you have a look at the plug going into the back of your computer in England, they have 3 pins. Why? Why do English plugs have 3 pins? And why are computers 0 and 1s in binary? Well, the answer is laziness, the human condition. When this was all created back in the 50s, 1950s, yes, we haven't moved on since then because Intel decided they want to make stupid processors. And Intel have governed the market and kept us running on 0s and 1s. Electric has three states. Electricity equals positive, a plus, so we'll say positive. Yeah, better put a thing here, hadn't we? Muppet, you sat on the keyboard, can you not? Come on, move. So, let's get on with this. This is major. This is a major, major thought. Not something I'm going to disclose lightly, and something that I will follow up, hopefully with the program, because we have to change the way we program. It also has a negative. Oops. Well, we know that electrons are negative, aren't they? They're the things that flow around a circuit. But there is a third state. There is something called a neutral. Now, I don't know if people in America don't know this, but there are three states. There is a positive state where there is a lack of electrons. There's a negative state where there's too many electrons. Electrons will run from negative to positive, not the other way around. Although we think mentally that they go the other way around, they don't. And there's a neutral where no electrons, where the electrons are balanced. A dead wire. A zero. So there are three states. There is a negative one, there is a plus one, and there is a zero. But what we have as a positive is our false. We use that for false. So we have 1, we have a -1, and we have a 0, and yet we are not allowed to use those on a CPU because Intel decides otherwise. So you have to write a program that does that. How? You have to rewrite the circuitry, or you have to make a program that is going to be equivalent to a CPU circuitry that would be positive, negative, and neutral, which is a damn shame because they should have done it already, and they haven't. That CPU possibly does exist, but nobody knows about it. Well, not to my knowledge anyway. The programming language will then have to be developed upon that, in which an if statement can give three different results. 1 minus 1, or 0, which is true, false, don't know. And it's that don't know. As soon as you get that in your head, you understand why that is artificial intelligence. That's how the human brain works. It either knows something is true, it knows something is false, or there's that grey area where, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So, anybody who's tuning into this, I do apologise, but I've just broken my own rules about talking about, well, never talking about this. Anybody of you who is interested in artificial intelligence or wants me to program this, I'm quite happy to do it on the side. I will not be doing this as a main, because it's too in-depth, it's too advanced, I think, for probably a mainstream video. But I think I should break the news to the world that they've been had. And that artificial intelligence does exist as soon as you read what I've just put on the screen. It's just that nobody's put a program down to do this. What they've been doing is programming robotics on the if statement and artificially inserting what looks like intelligence as trues and false. And you can't do that. You can't have a maybe in a true and a false situation. You have to have a true maybe, a real maybe, on every single thing that you ask the computer. And the computer has to have the ability to decide whether it's positive, negative about what you've done, or whether it's neutral. So we need a new logic gate. We don't want and, NAND, or, and nor, an XOR, and all the rest of it. We don't want that. We need a new logic gate. Which says if x, where x equals 1, minus 1, or 0. Interesting, isn't it? I ran a quick validation program through my mind a couple of days ago, actually. That's why I'm talking about it now, because it's still fresh in my mind. And it actually works. I was amazed. So if you have the kind of mind where you can just draw a blank, like have a black box in your head, and you start writing a program with these values under a CPU that would accept these values, you suddenly find it works very well. But you need databases to support, obviously, the positive and the negative. And what that is actually called is teaching. You would have to teach this system what is positive, what is negative. And then the system would have to then come back and say, I'm not sure if that's a cat. It's got 4 legs and a tail. Is it really a cat? What sound does it make? And if you say woof, oh no, it's a dog, isn't it? Think about that program. That program becomes evident. On today's computing, we could actually write that program, but we would need to know that we needed to ask a question. Well, we would use true or false. If false came up, we'd ask a question. But now we could say, no, it's not a cat, or it could be. It does have 4 legs and a tail. I wonder what sound it makes. If it knows about the sounds that creatures make, it would say, I wonder what sound it makes. Because it has that option of input. So on a neutral 0, it would look for different options on what it does know about cats. And if it knows what a cat sounds like, it would say, well, what does this sound like? But it would not have, if false, ask if cat sound is meow, yes or no. It wouldn't have that. It would decide for itself whether it knows what a cat sounds like. By placing that line into the computer, you have lost the teaching. You are then giving instructions to follow. You haven't taught the computer anything. And that's the point. The computer can make its own databases. And that's how you program. The computer will decide what is positive and negative, what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. It will have to be taught these things. It will have to be taught how to count. It won't know. You can give it a dictionary base to help it understand a language, but it won't know grammar. You will have to teach it grammar, how to formulate a sentence. Yeah, it'll be a newborn baby with a decision-making component, and then everything else it can do itself. It would have to learn, make its own databases. You have to give it a way to make a database and read a database. But how it reads and writes those databases will be up to itself. It will have to decide, I don't know if it should be in that database or that database. Oh, wait a minute, I'm not sure, let's make a new one. Let's give it a name. And it can create its own names. It's got its own dictionary. Or it could ask for advice. So there we go. Artificial intelligence. A small talk about that and why it's been so bad so far. Because nobody's thought about this. That the human brain works on exactly the same principle of positive, negative and a neutral. The human brain has 1, 2 to 5 inputs. Anything up to 5 inputs. But it only has 3 outputs in a neuron. These are interesting things because everything happens in a 3. Everything in the game that I've done here happens in 3s. I've kept the rules in here so that I can slide in a proper AI if I want to. This AI is only good for C and only good for testing, which is a shame. So I am going to have to redo this. We've had it in game objects, but as you can see it was commented out. This will be in an update. Yeah, object update. So when we update our system, we are placing this in. We can only do the object update after the DiGEC has been created. That means you could attack the place where it was. That's a problem. That is a problem. Anyway, there's an interesting little snippet in there. I am going to close down this now. I think I've given away too much, but who cares? I don't. I'll save that. I'll come back to it. I'll keep it on my list here. And we'll see if I come back to it on a future date when I've just got spare time. But for now, I'm going to go away and think about these 2 files. So that's where we're up to. What have we completed today? We have added a movement system for entities and physics collision. Entity collision. Alright, so we'll pop that up, shall we? So we have entity movement and collision. We've actually completed that today. What we don't have is entities within the AI unit. So that's going to be a problem. We need to change the AI to entities. Are you going away? Are you going? Are you going? Are you gone? You're gone. Right, that's lovely. So that's where we're up to. Pop it up on screen. and we are now Monster AI update to use ECS. That is a biggie. We've got the monsters in the ECS. That's what we did. Sunday. We changed the system over to have all the monsters in the ECS. Well, now we have to update the AI unit to use that same system. I would like to thank you all. Sorry that I'm only on one speaker. I will be back tomorrow on 2 speakers. My bad. And we'll get this sorted out, and hopefully I'll get my wife home within the next week or 2. That'll be ace. God, it's going to be ace to have her back. I do miss her. And I'll miss you lot as well. Please tune in tomorrow. If anybody does want to support this channel, they can do so. All the support money does not go to Amber Skies. Any support money on this channel goes to equipment that I want to use aside from the Amber Skies equipment that I have been given. In other words, my own stuff would be nice. And in the meantime, you lot take care. Enjoy. I hope that this will give inspiration to people. I just hope it's valid. Take care and enjoy. I can't remember how to stop this. Where are we? Radian, yes. Here we do. If I go to, where is it streaming? Yeah, there's a stop button here. Take care, peeps.